Grandmaster, I have uncovered vital knowledge since we last spoke.
I have just been acquainting myself with your recent report. It appears to begin quite innocently with a raid on a Nurgle-infested Eldari craftworld. If that weren't enough, I can see this led to the advent of 5 greater demonic entities, heralding, it would appear, a most catastrophic outbreak of the bloom throughout your sector. Just what have you been up to, Inquisitor?
If I could direct you to section CT 2011-5, you would see that—
Enough! I have no more patience for your ivory tower excuses. Commander, you are not without fault in all of this. I demand an immediate explanation. Such a response I would have expected from your late commander. Agravain was a formidable soldier, but prone to put duty before honesty.
I assure you, Grandmaster, we do not make compromises of virtue.
Indeed, Hector. I gather then that you will not shirk a short penance, given your collective failure here.
If I may, Grandmaster, what is crucial is that I now know how to combat this bloom.
And so it would seem. I read of your plan to use some arcane xenotech to construct a Codex Toxicus, is it? Our chapter is no stranger to the use of foreign relics, but this is highly unorthodox.
There is precedent. I have done my research.
Oh, of that I have little doubt. Wherever you go, Inquisitor, your actions seem to leave a lasting impression. My entire council is in uproar over this news of our missing chapter lord. It seems I have little choice but to continue supporting your operation.
Thank you, Grandma.
For your recklessness, however, I revoke your authority to command the Grey Knights in battle. You may join future combat missions when your talents are needed, but you will follow the Commander's orders henceforth, to the letter.
How could he possibly have known about Drago? I didn't include him in my report.
I told him, of course. The manifestation of the Supreme Grand Master is an unprecedented event.
You could have warned me at least.
I report to the chapter, not to you.
Intercession. This exchange is unproductive. Open collaboration will be necessary to execute this mission efficiently. Our first responsibility is to support the Commander.
You are right, as always, Dominus. My apologies, Commander. I should have consulted with you before informing the Grand Master about Lord Drago. New mutations. The threat is magnified, Inquisitor.
I grow weary of your self-righteousness, Ektar. Ah, Commander. As predicted, the bloom is mutating. New and potent strains now plague the sector.
5 distinct strains.
We have already encountered the bloom I've called Poxus, the strain of disease. The infected do not perish, but are cursed with a blight that molders even into their minds. This one I name Mortis, the strain of death. This noxious mutation annihilates entire populations before tearing the dead from their graves. Here is the bloom Necrosis, the strain of decay. It binds itself to all things living and mechanical, rotting all it touches. Here we have the bloom Dolorous, the strain of agony. It emits a compound that inflicts hysterical delusions and nightmarish torment on its sufferers. Last and most insidious, the bloom Tentarus, the strain of growth. This malady corrupts the purity of the human form with powerful mutations. A corrupt gift from the Plague God.
Your taxonomy has been enlightening, Inquisitor, but the bloom continues to spread as we dither in details. We must respond at once.
I need the seeds intact for further study.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? These are so far. I'm gonna have to reload. I have to reload. Until I get a good draw. I'm not even gonna hit one, dude. Fuck that, bro. What is, how's it multiples? It's so weird. Dude, I'm gonna reload. Nobody's watching anyway. I gotta position myself to where I get a good draw. Seems like the yellow bloom is going to be mechanicals. I can't figure out what the rest are going to be.
I need the seeds intact for further study.
Dude, they just make it impossible. And they keep... Oh, no, it's not on that one. Good. It's impossible. It's impossible. Oh my god, this is a level 4? It's impossible to hit 2. It's just absolutely impossible. Oh my god. Try it one more time. Or 90 more times. Where? Where should I fucking position the ship? I have no idea. I need to be able to hit 2. Maybe they make it possible. And we have 2 fucking speed upgrades. I really wanted to keep the ship here. There's all types of colored shit here. Maybe there's only 2, so where is one? Let's put it down here. Hope that it's like 1. Let's see if we can trick those.
I need the seeds intact for further study.
Yeah, it's just impossible. It's gonna be impossible to. Seems. Oh my god! Already a 4? You gotta be kidding me, bro. There's a fuck ton of servitors. Oh my god. And don't use servitor skulls right when we really need this seeds. I might just have to take my 1 and be cool with it because it doesn't seem like the game's gonna let me do multiples. It just does not seem like that. Try it one more time. I don't like the no using servo skulls. This is when we need seeds the most. Can't do that. The map is so fucking big now. It's gonna be so fucking hard to get to these. Right here.
I need the seeds intact for further study.
How are they already, like, what? Possible. It's impossible. I literally don't think they will let you get multiple. Oh my god, high danger mode. Jesus. This is gonna be crazy. Where are we at with servitors? We really need servitors. Dude, this without mastercrafted weapons too. Holy shit. Grimoire. I might do this one. We really need red seeds bad. I might actually do this one. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get to 2. It just doesn't seem like it. I've now loaded multiple times. A high fucking danger mission, that's insane. That's going to be absolutely insane. I don't understand what it's like. Why these have like the protruding shit on them. Let's see something here. So I'm assuming this is the number of seeds. So there's 1 green. Maybe that's not what it is. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what the other one is. Maybe? No, it's not. I can't be what it is. I don't know what the number is on that shit. Like 4 red. What does that mean? I also forget. Like, so the purple it corrupts like the noble, and the red. I forget what. I honestly forget. I don't know. I don't know. Does it mean a +4? This is the strain of growth. This is the strain of growth. So the purple like is crazy with mutations, I guess. So favorite. Okay, cool. Tells you. Favored warp surges, mutations, and resilience. Favored mutations, health bonuses. Ooh. Favored mutations, damage bonuses, inflict damage. +4. This is gonna be filthy. This is gonna be ruthless. We need our cast long throw. I might do this one. We're just not gonna get to the other. We're just not gonna be able to hit 2. It seems like we gotta lay down more prognostic cards. It just doesn't seem like we can hit 2. And where these other ones are on, it's not too bad. Like, it's not making it much worse by not hitting those ones. We'll get a Grimoire, which we actually do need. We're gonna be low as fucking servitors again. What are we gonna actually be able to research here? Oops, my bad. But yeah, where are we? 13 days. Now this research matters a lot. um, 1119 observatories. What can we do with that? This is what I really need. Might just have to do that. We can't even do any more servitors. No, we should be able to. Yeah, no, we can. We can. After this, we can do more servitors. We can do more servitors. So we can do more servitors, or more prognosis. We can do warp drive, which we really need. I think I'm just going to do the red one. What we really need is enough so we can do this. We'll just do the fucking red one. It's going to be really, really hard. Am I gonna keep fucking simulating? I'll just grab another prognosticar or grimoire. See what the map looks like. I want to actually look at the map of what we're supposed to see. It's gonna tell me if I need what I need to actually research. If I should do grimoires or prognosticars. I really should just reload it until I get one that will give 11 or more servitors. That's what we need the most. Oh my god. Our fucking Grandmaster thing is done. That doesn't make sense. We're supposed to have plus favor with the Grandmaster. Whatever. That's bullshit. We totally were supposed to. That's weird that it like took it away. Huh. Alright, let's take a look here. Let's see. If it wipes them, oh. Alright, let's see what we got. I should show where you placed the prognostic. I go in, yeah, I'll see. Yeah, pretty sure that's where it is. What? I didn't know the prognosticators did all this. Enemy types, detective emissions, I knew that. Mission deadline, plus 3 days, I knew that. But minus 5% warp surge, plus 1 stratagem slot? What? Plus 1 WP when warp surge is triggered. Right, because I actually researched this stuff. Okay, but the extra stratagem slot, I have no idea. La la. Okay, they're actually quite handy then, aren't they? Alright, so we got it, her. It'd be nice if it actually just showed, like, all the planets that it fucking hits. Alright, so this one we find it. Only G-Funk is not within the parameters. No. That's odd. Yeah, kills the bonus, but it normally be. Oh, that's prognostic. That's pretty cool. Wow, that is wide reaching for one fucking prognostic card. Jesus. Alright. So this is the design. What's the design? That's odd. They suggest placing one right below it. That's can't be true. That's weird. So one that planet, and then have I done this incorrectly? maybe it was one on this planet. I think it's that planet. Huh. Yeah, it's got to be that planet. So it's one above it. So they're suggesting one above it, and then not one here, but they are suggesting one. Why does this map look different on this? Yes, correct. It goes down. So it would be here. There's just in this plan, which that wouldn't do any good. That wouldn't do any good. Alright, so we got one place. This one should be the one we got. Which it is. I remember why it is. Should be stretching here. Only works for the planet you put it on. Pretty sure about that. All types of stretch from this. Beautiful. All types. Obviously, one here. Prognostic early out soon. Yeah, that's still a good stretch. Nobody really figures this out. What? I don't know why they've marked these planets. Oh, those are the two planets that you're not going to get covered. Right. So this planet will not get covered by this method. Luckily, there's nothing on it. And the other planet that won't get covered by this method will be... it's there. That one. That'll be this one. Which, luckily, not too bad either. That's actually very, very good. Those two planets are pretty advantageous to not get covered. Alright. It will be here. This is the not covered. Yeah, that's the not covered. This one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we can research prognostic cards yet, because we don't have anywhere advantageous to put them in terms of lowering the bloom by 2. We have to. I'm gonna wait to put them on a planet that will that it will lower the bloom by, that at least has 2 bloom level. Otherwise, you not wasted it, because it's still valuable to have on the planet, but you're not getting the most out of it per se. But then waiting is not a good thing. You know, it's a tricky thing. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely not put it on the planet until it at least has 2. So can't put it on this one. All right. And the last. Yeah, we can't research prognostic cards next because they would just be sitting there. The next one doesn't look like it has any shit on it either. Yeah, that's where that bullshit is. According to that, it goes up to this. That. And it goes to little ass weird. This is such a little ass weird fucking planet. It looks so small and strange. Why is it like a blue ball? Very weird. I've never been to that planet. I wonder if each planet actually looks freaking different, because man, there's what, 20 some odd planets? 25 planets? I wonder if each one actually looks different. Pretty fucking cool, man. There's a lot of damn planets. So this one is the one that's supposed to hold on. Again, there's nothing here. Tender guessed. Yeah, so I'm not going to research. I'm not going to research it then. That sucks. None of the planets I needed on have 2 bloom. That fucking sucks. I'm gonna wait then. While it would be advantageous to lay them all down right now, because it would give us bonuses and extend the time to get to the planet. It's such an advantage to be able to erase 2 bloom level that I'm just gonna have to wait. Yeah, I think that's how it is. I'm just going to screenshot this. Lots of problems. So we really speed. As much as this is somewhat advantageous, even though we can only get to 1 out of 3. I think the one that we can get to will give us all the fucking red seeds, even though it's going to be ridiculously hard. And then the other planets that we're missing, they're very low level bloom anyway, so it's not hurting those planets that much. But I'm wondering if I should reload until a planet that I actually would like to go to has 11 or more servitors, so I can then research the next engine or power source. So then after that, it'll open it up that I can research the last tier of engine speed and construction speed, which to me are the 2 most important things to get as early as possible. I mean, just this is my first playthrough, but just a logical brain would suggest that those are the 2 most important things to get early as you possibly can, to max your weapon speed and to max your construction speed. Like, I don't know. Nobody ever talks about construction speed being important. Never. But how could it not be? Like, to me, that is almost more important than engine speed. Like, because it just makes sense logically. I don't know why nobody talks about it. Because everything you build will be built way faster, double as fast or more. Like, I don't understand why that wouldn't be an important thing to do. I could understand in one sense that you might outpace your servitors and not have anything to build. I get that. Also, there's going to be a problem where I think I'm going to upgrade everything on the ship before the playthrough's done. And I think I'm still going to have a ton of stuff in the book to research. Like, I'm way further on my ship research than on my book research. Like, way further. The difference is staggering. So, like, I actually kind of do need grimoires, to be honest. Um, and then again, it's like, I don't know, people like so heavily, they just ignore the book upgrades like they don't even matter. What people have said has influenced me enormously on my playthrough. And when I'm done with my playthrough, I'll probably realize it was for the worst. Because I probably could have navigated this better on my own senses. But, being as it may, I think I'm going to reload again and let go of the idea that I could get to 2 of these because it just doesn't seem possible right now. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to reload and try to find a decent mission that will give 11 plus servitors, so I can finally research the last power output level, so I could then get the final levels of warp drive speed and research speed and construction speed. I feel as though that's extremely important. I feel like that's more important than the grimoires and stuff. And then after that, after we max out construction speed and warp drive speed, then I can just go ham on upgrading the grimoires, so we can get all that, so we can try to get all that research done. And it'll be good because that construction will be as fast as it possibly could be. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Quite honestly, my plan is, that's what I'm gonna do. In fact, I feel like every time you research something without the construction upgrades being maxed, you are wasting time. Because as good as the warp drive upgrade to max out speed would be, like, I've done 2 of the 3 warp drive upgrades, and honestly don't think it's helped me get to 1 single mission more. I really don't. I think it's a bit of a facade, at least as of right now. Once there's 4 missions each turn and shit, and there's prognosticators, yeah, but as of right now, like, I don't think it's helped me get to 1 extra mission. I really don't. I think it would have been way more advantageous for me to have maxed construction speed first. It's a no-brainer. You'll be able to build everything faster. I think that's more important than if I were to replay the game at any point, construction speed would be the thing I would focus on first. Like, it's just obvious. Same thing I do in XCOM successfully and kick ass in XCOM. Like, max out your fucking engineers. Or not max them out, but like, make sure you have enough engineers that you're building shit quickly. Always prioritize engineers early and often in XCOM. Always. This is very similar to the way everything mimics XCOM. This is basically XCOM. Like, the ship upgrade speed is exactly the same as, like, having more engineers to upgrade your building speed. And then the, like, book, with the grimoire, like, book upgrade speed is the same thing as, like, your scientists. Having more scientists to upgrade your, like, technical research. And they both mean similarly. The ship upgrade's more important than the Grimoire. In an XCOM, the building upgrade is more important than the research. So I think I'm going to reload until the mission that I want to do is a servitor mission that will give me 11 plus, which I know it only goes in intervals of 5, but so basically it has to be 15 or more. So I could finally do the fucking reactor output 3. And it's not such a bad thing because if I reload and simulate it, one of the planets that they target, the planets will all be different that they target, and one of them that we can't get to might actually be one of the planets we're supposed to put a prognosticar on, and that will work out perfectly because it'll then obviously be at least at bloom level 2 if we can't hit it. So the prognosticar won't get wasted, so it can work out. Originally, I had the hope that we could get to multiple planets, but the map is just so gargantuan now. And for some reason, there's still the game fucked up, I think, because it had gone to 4 missions per before I did Craftworld, because I did Craftworld late, and now it's back to 3, which I'm not complaining about. On one hand, 4 is cool because you could get to more, but on the other hand, 4 is not cool because if you don't get to them, then it's going to add more bloom. God forbid you could only get to 1 out of 4. 3 fucking planets are going to get bloom struck in. But on the other hand, 4 might actually be better because the likelihood that you can't get to 2 would be very unlikely. So I don't know. I still think 3 is better because the less bloom spreading. Because you'll still at least be able to get to 2 at some point on this. Anyway, let's reload. Yeah, I need to get servitors. Have to get servitors. So fuck it, we're reloading. Gotta prioritize servitors. Has to be a mission that looks decent, that we can get enough servitors. Okay. I know it's scary to fucking reload, but I'm just gonna reload until I get what I want. So the only thing is, I keep trying to figure out where the most advantageous spot would be to put the ship in order to trick the game into putting the planets, the bloom planets, where you want them. I've tried multiple things to no avail. There's got to be a way. Someone who's played the game numerous times, I would think, who's smart, I would think has probably figured out the algorithm or just how exactly it works. Because I'm almost positive it's based on analytics. It's based on where you are, the trajectory of what you can get to, and therefore my guess, I don't think it's just random. I think it's based on where you are. I think they'll always make it so you can definitely get to at least 1. I don't think it'll ever be the case where you can't get to 1 at least. And then they're going to make it very hard to get to other ones. I don't know what the system is for that though. I'm curious to know. There's got to be a way to outsmart the system. I tried putting the ship in, not on an actual planet, have it just being in between. Maybe kind of trick it. so it maybe won't register where I am, or if it does, it'll like register differently. Thinking like my trajectory is different, and then like for instance, have it stop when I'm like halfway through here, and then thinking maybe I'll get an advantageous like spotting, or like maybe it'll be here, because I think I'm like being projecting like further away. I don't know. Nothing has worked successfully at all. But basically, I feel as though a planet will never bloom on the planet you're on. Like if I just sit on this planet, I feel like a bloom planet will never spawn. A mission will never spawn on this planet ever. Because the way they spawn, I'm assuming, is according to where you are. That would be my guess. But I have not figured out the rhyme or reason to how they do it whatsoever. I've tried to like put your ship in the middle. But the problem with putting your ship at the most center-based spot, especially now that the map is huge, is like it kind of fucks you, because it's like, okay, you're within reach of everything, but only once, because you have to then get to the planet and then go back to wherever the other planet is, like theoretically. So like if you, okay, here I'll be center bound, good, that's great. And then let's say one spawns up here, one spawns here, and one spawns here. Cool, I can get to all of them, well, like only once. Because if I get to this planet, then I've now wasted all that time, and it's that much further to get over here, or it's that much further to get here. I mean, that's typically how it seems like to spawn. Or like I'll be here, and then it'll spawn one here and here. Oh, that's cool. That looks like it was perfect for me to be here. Not actually, because getting to this planet now makes it twice as long to get back to this one, and normally you can't do that. So it's like, it almost is more advantageous to do, like, I feel like, in theory, if you were to hedge your bets and like start down and then hope that maybe like this one, like let's say these two spawn, right? And then instead of being here, if you start down, so you can like hit it, and then it's a full burst up to here. So you've only added one increment onto how long it takes to get up to here. Whereas if you start here and these two planets spawn, then you're doubling. You're essentially like doubling it. Like you're having to get to this one and then get back there. I don't know. Like, so it's taking this time. So it's taking 2 increments and all the way here. Whereas if you were here, it would just be 1, and then, so it would be faster. I don't know. I've tried different things. It's just not. It's just not. Nothing pans out. Also, I've wanted to like stay close to this side, because we've got like a full red boy, a full yellow boy, and they're relatively close. So I felt like the chances of being able to hit multiple colors would be great. Like, it'd be so wonderful if this one spawned and that one spawned, and I could like actually hit both. Whereas there's like just a purple here. There's like no other color. And this is like more spread out. So I tried to stay here, but when I stay here, it doesn't spawn here. I don't know. Maybe it is random. I really don't know. But, did we reload? But I don't know. Let's try going up a little bit, seeing if we can like, I don't know. I really don't. Also, these increments are all different. Like, I say, yeah, it would add increments, but not all increments are the same, I would assume, unless I'm wrong. Like, some look way longer. Like, obviously, this would be way longer from here to here than it is from here to here. And the problem with the game and how they spawn these things is you can't do the math. It's like, at least not to my knowledge, like you can't see like where a planet spawns here and spawns here, and then you could literally like do the math of how long it would take to get here, like just by looking at it. Yeah, you can put the thing on the planet and see how much it takes away from it, but even that is weird because it doesn't even show you the numbers. And even with that, you have to like guess. It'll be like 11 days, and then the red will be like at half almost, and you have to guess. So be like, okay, so does that mean it would take 5 days or 6 days or so? Actually, that one will be easy to figure out, but you know what I mean. Like if it was like 15 days, and then it looks like it's a little more than half, a little bit less than half. You're like, okay, is that 7? Is that 8? Like, what are we talking here? Is it like, you don't know for sure because it doesn't show the actual number of days. And sometimes you won't know if you can get to that planet and then the other planet until you actually get to this planet. Like, there should be some system where you can, like, pre-plan your route and it would show you. Where you could, like, click this and then click this, like, as your route, and it would show you if you can successfully do it. Because the worst fucking thing is to get to a planet, to like be like, yeah, I could probably make that second planet, and then to get to the first planet, and then you get to it, and then you like put the triangle on the next planet, and it's all red. And you're like, I can't get to it. Fuck. So then it makes you like save before you do it. It's just lame. Like I feel like there's maybe on PC there's better ways. Like, I don't know, but here I don't see it. So it's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating to figure out what you can get to and like how. I feel like they could have done the system way better. I feel like they could have done the system to add more like strategic intrigue, and I feel like they could have done it in a much smarter way. Like, I like the fact that not all the planets are like the same distance, that each increment is like of a different, size, and it'll take a different amount of time to get there. That's cool, but I feel like they could have designed a smarter system that actually made it more strategic in planning your routes and your positioning than just guessing. And just being like, I think I can make it, and then just like winging it. Like, the system's alright, but I feel like they could have made it way, way smarter. I feel like they could have designed a system where, like, planning your routes and planning your strategic positioning was like more of a strategic, intellectual endeavor than just a hope and guessing game and reloading game of like trying to reload a good draw and like hoping. Like, I feel like, man, like, people are smart. Like, people are much smarter than me. There's just so many systems and mechanics and games that I just don't understand why they are the way they are, or why they're so like rudimentary. Like, when they can be so much better and built in a way that like gives more player agency on like and more like rewards, intelligence, and rewards like good play, and adds strategic layers and rewards like planning and routing and shit, instead of just like they just pop up somewhere and then hope you can get to the second one after you get to the first one. Like, and if you can't, reload, and if it's a bad draw, just reload and reload. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that being the system. I really don't. RNG, as they say, like, I like there to be at least some strategic competency, like, layered into that. And with the way these planets spawn, there really isn't. It's just like, hope you get a good draw if you don't reload, and then if you do, and you think you can get to the second planet or the third planet, when you get to the first one, hope you can get to the second one, because it kind of sort of looks like you can get to the next one. Like, by looking at it beforehand, it's like, yeah, it kind of sort of looks like it, but you don't really know for sure. And so many times that's happened, and then it's like, nope, you actually can't. And I don't think that's a good system. And there are people that work in game development their entire lives. You would expect they would be able to build, like, more strategic systems that incorporate player agency, like, more. This game is very good, and the design is very good. So I'm nitpicking, but still, even good things can be great, you know? And I see so many systems in games that look like they can be improved that frustrate me, and I'm just a nobody idiot. Like, so people who are schooled to do these things and have worked on it their entire lives, you would think would be far more knowledgeable and talented and skilled and creative in this field to build something better than something I hypothesized. Me as a nobody. And I see it all the fucking time. All the time. And it's frustrating. Like, even the people, like, in the engine level, or people, like, building the algorithms for the game and how things work, like, and even for the procedural generation and things like that, like, I feel like there's so much more nuance they could put into these things that would just not cost very, very much in terms of resources, time, effort, strain, engine strain, and it would add so much, just tiny little fucking things, like, even, like, when they procedurally generate, like, planets, and they're, like, all the same, just basic things to be rendered in a different color. Like, at the most basic level, would at least just optically change, like, the feel a little bit. And it's, like, the simplest, like, easiest thing. Not even changing the asset, just, like, changing the color. Instead of it being like, yeah, if you're going to reuse the same fucking assets over and over and over again, just, like, tweak the color, tweak this, like, just simple fucking things, just so you have something optically that looks a little bit different, and at least tricks your brain, instead of everything just being the same at a glance. Like, and similarly with the level layouts, it's like everything is like a blocky structure where everything looks like it's on, like, a, like, built on top of, like, a moat, and it's like there's, like, chunks and squares of, like, area you can go on, and then it's like fall off a cliff. I can't describe it well, but it's all like that, instead of it just being like open land, you know, where they could still, I know they want to do that because they want to funnel, like, where you can go and shit, and they don't want people to just be going aimlessly nowhere. And also for, like, the fog of war, I guess it helps with that, if there's twists and turns, but they could strategically do that anyway, but still have the look of it be different. Like, I feel like every level, it looks the same like that. It doesn't look like a world. It looks like just kind of like a chunky, like, little block areas, and then cliffs below it, like, which I guess that's cool for, like, knocking them off the edge. But then there's even stuff you could do anyway. Like, there could be if it was straight land, you could have like lava pits that you could knock them into, like water, fucking whatever, like more creative, fun things, like some thing with like ooze or some whatever, like acid, whatever, or not even knocking them into like pits, like you could like kind of like what Midnight Suns does and shit. Like you could have more hazards, have hazards that you could knock them into instead of just like knocking them off the edge. Like there's so many creative ways, and there's so many ways you could funnel players based on like like the impediments and things that you can put in the way, or even literally, if you didn't want to even do that, just have it be the explorable areas just are limited. Like, but at least it would visually change the look of it. Like if it was just more flat land, like some planets that were flat land, like a desert planet for whatever, or something that was like flat land that actually looked like land. These all look like the level layouts all look like just blocky, like weird systems. It doesn't look like a real planet. It doesn't look like a real thing. Like it just looks like a puzzly game design. Like I don't know. For once, I'd like to go to a planet where it was like a fucking forest that was just a big open forest, or like a fucking desert where it was like a big open desert, and maybe have some hills, like whatever you call it, with the desert. I guess hills or fucking whatever. For once, I would like to see that because it would just look so visually different from everything you see, because it's all just structurally exactly the same. And I get why they did that, but it's just, I don't know, it's almost like a mobile game design. And I love this game, and I think it's very good, and I think the design is very good. I do. This is one of the best XCOM likes around. It's really good. But you can see some of the cracks in terms of like the fact that Complex Games was a mobile developer, and that this game probably didn't have a massive budget. Some of the design philosophies, like, it would just make it more immersive if the levels actually felt like real individualistic different planets with different assets, different layouts, just optically different structures, whereas they all feel so samey, even if they're technically have different things and some different assets and stuff. It's all so samey. It's all like the same blocky, like cliff edges, like funnel kind of shit. That just all feels blocky. Like, I don't know. For once, I would like it to just, wow, there's this oasis, like swampy, like beautiful fucking open foresty planet, or like a fucking desert planet, like I've said, or like an industrial complex. Shit that just, like, I don't see visually. Maybe I'm not far enough. I don't know. There's still a lot of planets that I haven't seen, but it's just kind of a drag when it could be such a boon to the fucking game, where it could be like, holy shit, like, I can't wait to see, oh, this is a new planet. I've never been to this planet. Like, oh shit, I've never been to Malaric 2. I've never been to Malaric 2. Wow, look at how cool this planet looks right now. Like, oh my god, this would be really fun to explore. Like, this tiger striped planet. I bet it's a desert, or I bet it's a fucking, like, fireball planet. I bet it's something cool. And then you go to it, and it's just the same bullshit. Like, it's the same rocky, blocky, cliff crap. Like, which is a shame, because I think that could be such a boon to the fucking game, where it's like, you could click on the planet and be like, wow, I bet that's going to be a really fucking cool looking to go to that planet. Or like, let's see what this planet looks like. Okay, it's going to be some purple fucking, there's probably going to be like purple swamps and like whatever. And it's like, let's see this planet. Oh, this looks like it might be some kind of icy, snowy, fucking, or cool shit, or like a dead planet that's like an ashy dead planet, or like a moon type planet, and it's gonna have totally different, assets and be cool. And then, oh, this looks like a volcanic planet. There's probably gonna be volcanoes that are gonna have like that are gonna have hazards, like you're gonna have to avoid like maybe lava bursts or this or that, and you can use them advantageously in combat. Also, they're hazards to avoid, and then shit like that. And the enemies that spawn will be different because of the planet. And then it's like, well, let's look at this planet. Alright, that's just a ball of black, but similar. But I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be cool if you could look at each planet, and there's so many of them, and wonder like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. I wonder how this planet is gonna mimic like what it looks like looking at it from the outside. And it's just never like that. They're always just the same and have like the same structures and the same shit. And I feel like that's something that they could, even though I know it's like a manpower and budget thing, it's also a creativity thing, because like I said, there's like minimal effort they could put in to change quite a bit just by like tweaking things. Like, if they don't want to have to create new assets, then just be fucking creative and like take some of the assets that you already had, like shrink them fucking down or blow them up, change the color, and like people won't even realize that was the same fucking thing, Like, there's so many creative ways. Like you could give me like 10 different assets that are just like design things, just like, buildings, blocks, whatever, that are just in levels, just for visual satisfaction. Give me like 10 different things, but to allow me to like tweak them, the size, the color, shit like that, and I can make them look like 1,000 different fucking things. Like, I don't know, man. This game's very good, but good things can be extremely great, even. So that would be a fun thing. And with enemies too. That's a pet peeve I have in games as well. Like, I hate that like you have different enemy classes and like they all look exactly the fucking same. They all look the same. Like, I get it. You're gonna encounter maybe 10,000 enemies in a game, so you can't have 10,000 different character models. I get that, right? But you could create some type of procedural fucking system where you've got like, one developer in a weekend could create like fucking like 500 different tiny little add-ons, like horns, flowered ears, little like floppy do things, like chicken floppy things, like fucking whatever, like pointy ears, like spike ears, fucking whatever, like I don't know, all types of different things, claws, fucking knife hands, whatever, just little things that can be added on, like Mr. Potato Head fucking pieces, and have a procedural system. And so one enemy could look 10,000 different ways, and even though it won't be dramatically different, it'll be a little bit different. And I know they do that in this game. I know that they actually do that in this game, and it's actually really cool that like if an enemy mutates, it'll have a different ability, and that ability will actually will coincide with a visual difference. Like, if it has like a certain kind of horns that'll distance or something, like, at least I think that's what it is, but it's like very small. The visual variation is extremely small. Like, they could also have a system where these creatures, it's procedural with how they look. They'll all have a base look, but they might be slightly different shades of green. Some might have like little scales, little like bumps. Some might have like whatever, like spikes on his back. Some just so they look a little bit different. I fucking hate it. I hate in these games when you have a pack of enemies and they're all the same class. Let's say you've got like 4, 5, 6 of the same enemy type, and they all look identical, completely identical, and they all have the identical movement. So their idle like movements, breathing, looking, whatever. I hate it when you see like 4 of them in a row look exactly the same with the exact same idle movements that are synced at the same time. So they're all doing the same movement, look exactly the same, and they're like next to each other. It looks like a cheerleading squad, or it just looks so video gamey and so bad. Like, my God, it would take like 2 weeks. It would take like 1 or 2 people over like 2 weeks to create a system that just create a little bit of variation. Like, these creatures, each different enemy type could have 3 different idle movement variations. So they're all and just slightly different. So they're not all in sync doing the same stupid thing. And so it just looks a little bit different. I've never seen a game do that. Never. I've never seen a game do that ever in my entire life. Not once. Not even AAA games. Like, I've seen like games where your protagonist obviously has different idle movements and stuff. I've never seen a game where like I've seen enemies have different like idle movements like that, where it's like a procedural thing where there's just like different. That would be especially in these types of games, that would be such an easy fucking thing to do. Have that procedurally generated, and then have how they can look based off a base look, have slight variations, like I said, in color and like skin texture, and like the ears, the eyes be slightly different here or there, whatever. Like, to create these assets would, God, it would not take long at all just to create some fucking variation that would go such a long way. For me, stuff like that in a game goes such a long way, because you want everything to feel unique and different and real, and not everything to look exactly the same. And it kills the immersion, man, when you have like a troop of identical looking enemies all doing the same movement in sync. Like, it's really immersion killing, and it sucks. It's whack, man. Like, and there's such easy things they could do to like create more variation. Such simplistic procedural systems they create to create slight variation. Like, it literally 3 people over the course of 2 weeks could create so much variation to the entire fucking game, with a simplistic procedural system. Like, and I'm a fucking nobody. Like, I'm one stupid brain. Like, I just don't understand. And it wouldn't be like something that would take tons of resource and tons of time, and like, there's so many little tweaks to these games that would add so much for me personally. I'm sorry to rant. It's just, I wish I worked in game development. I wish I did. I would push for these things. It almost feels like video game developers are so out of touch with the common gamer that they just don't understand a lot of these things. Like, to me, it feels like video game developers prioritize content, like amount of content, over everything. And it's like the worst thing. Like, most gamers, they don't care about runtime unless you're like barely have any games to play. This isn't the old days where like you're a kid and you get one game to play over like for the next 3 to 6 months or for the entire year that's your game. You got to squeeze as much as you can out of it. There's so many fucking games today. Almost every gamer has backlogs with dozens of games in it that they haven't gotten to. We don't need fluff. We don't need just content for content, the sake of content. Like, I'd much rather play a game that has varied fucking content and that has unique reactive things, but it's a 20-hour game than a 40-hour game that's filled with like tons of fluff, of just samey, repetitive bullshit. Like, so many games, I hear gamers be like, yeah, it was good, it was a real slog towards the end of the game. Real slog. You shouldn't be like forcing yourself to finish games. You should be like, the end should be the best part and the most climactic, where all the systems come together, and the biggest reward should be towards the end, where like you have every system to play with, and if you unlocked most of the things, and now you have like a huge repertoire of things you can go to, and it creates so much gameplay variation, and it's so fun and exciting, like, and story-wise climactic. That should be the best part. I always hate it when I see gamers saying about games, and they say it so often, like, yeah, it was really good, but man, it was a real slog towards the end. I really had to force myself to finish it. Or I see so many people who play through 80% of a game, and I do this, but then they stop right before the end. I do this all the time, and I ask myself why. Because I don't even knowingly know why. All I know is that I just don't feel like playing the game anymore. Even with games I really like, this will happen. And it's because it gets to be a slog. It gets to be repetitive. It gets to be redundant. There's too much fluff. There's too much sameness. They're just putting content for content's sake. It's not dynamic, reactive, exciting content. Like, game development, the game should get better and better and better as you play. If at any point in time in playtesting people are getting tired of it or they think it's a slog, like, you need to redesign. You need to go in there and change that. Like, I think developers are stuck on this whole thing, like reporting to publishers, reporting to outlets, that the game needs to be, oh, our game is X amount of hours, our game has X amount of missions, our game has a 40-hour main campaign, and with sides, 70-hour game, and we have, 80 total handcrafted missions. And it's like, how many of those missions are really, truly dynamic, unique, and good? Like, 8, 12, 7? Like, what's the point? Like, now, it's not like it used to be. Gamers don't play one game for an entire year. Like, you can have a 20-hour game. You can have a 18-hour game. If it's, like, extremely reactive and dynamic, and every second is enjoyable. I'm tired of, like, fluff fucking content, man. I'm tired of, like, developers not understanding what gamers want, what truly makes entertaining, enjoyable experiences. Like, to me, it's like variety, reactivity, immersion, unexpected things. And developers are so against doing that because they don't want to create content that not everyone's going to see. Because they're in such a crunch. They're always in, every single game is in a time crunch and a budget crunch. It's just the nature of business. And they're just trying to create a game that's like of an adequate length and this and that hits all the numbers. But it's like the thought process in development is so twisted and wrong. Like, they find a formula of how to create missions, how to do this, and what their gameplay loop is, and they just repeat it over and over and over and over, instead of like making dynamic shit. And if there's some cool secretive thing that maybe only 10%, 20% of players will ever see, that's a great thing, because that 10 or 20% of players are going to go on Reddit and blogs and Twitter and whatever and be like, oh my god, this cool ass thing, did you know that you could actually blah 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 do this? And people will be like, oh my god, I had no idea, no way, how do you do that? It gets people talking about the game, it gets interest in the game, it gets people posting about it, it gets people going back and replaying it or playing it for the first time because they want to experience that thing, that unique thing that most people didn't even know existed, and then it makes people appreciate your game even more. So it's so worth it to do stuff like that instead of like, oh, let's just create more fluff content. No, like take some of that development that would have gone into just more fluff content and create some like dynamic, interesting shit that's like that is like secretive and that you could stumble upon, and that like that's the wonder of video games to me. Like when you find something that you feel like you weren't necessarily supposed to find, or that like wasn't a guaranteed thing to be on the main path, like those are the things that are truly exciting. When you find secret bosses or like secret areas, shit like that, like that's why like RPGs, that's why like CRPGs and RPGs I've enjoyed so much, because there's so much choice and consequence, so many different things can happen. Like it truly feels like that your gameplay experience was your own, because decisions that you made, things that you saw in the game were not guaranteed to be seen or happen, and maybe only a small percentage of people will have ever taken the exact course and seen the exact same things that you saw in the game. And to me, that's a very exciting thing. Like, it makes me feel like the playthrough was actually my own, instead of it being just like a total on rails thing where, you know, that's just extended with bullshit content and everyone sees the same bullshit. Like, I feel like developers, they just really truly don't understand, or they've fallen out of touch of like what the wonder of video games is, what the, you know, beautiful, wondrous like joy in finding unique, amazing, fun things are. And it's just, I feel like developers have really gotten into this system of like a loop where they have a certain structure for how they create missions, for what the gameplay loop is, for what the progression is. And once they find what that flow is, then yeah, they can really crank out content fast, and that's what they do. They just keep cranking it out, but it's the same shit. Like, it's so samey. Like, I so appreciate when developers create systems that are just one-offs. I know how much effort it takes. Like, a one-off experience that will only happen once in a game, and they've created an entire system or a character that you'll only use once in the game that has their own skill tree, and I know they do that with Bakir in this game, and I really appreciate it. And I think you can use Bakir maybe in later missions, but it's still, I really appreciated that in this game. I thought it was a really cool thing, and even if that was the only mission that you used her in Craftworld, I so appreciated it, because it's things like that that are fun and interesting and different. Like, like, oh my god, like, we actually get to use Bakir in a mission, like this character that's been our, like, you know, not commander, but that we've been taking missions from the whole time, and it's just been in cutscenes. Like, wow, we actually get to see her on the battlefield. That's fucking cool, and it is a cool thing. And it's like, she has her own somewhat unique abilities, it seems like, and, you know, they designed a lot of stuff that is only going to get used once or a handful of times, and I appreciate that. And I wish games would do that stuff more. But I know they're hesitant to do that because they're going to put time into creating these systems and skills and animations that just are only going to get used like once or a handful of times. But they don't understand that that stuff means so much to gamers, and that is the type of shit that's so exciting to gamers, and that we would rather have stuff like that than 20% more repetitive fucking like fetch quests, or 20% more repetitive base missions, or like 20%, like for this game, like 20% more like fucking bloom spawn missions or seed missions, or like I'd way rather have stuff like that. Like I'd way rather, like, Caldor Drago, he came and saved us in Craftworld, and I thought they did a terrible job with that. Like, you could barely see him, it wasn't a cutscene, you couldn't even see him kick ass, but whatever, it's cool that he's in the game. But like, man, if he could accompany you on a mission, and then if you could even control him, he had his own unique moveset. God, I would rather that than fucking, like, 20 more fucking balloon spawn missions or whatever. Like, I would way rather that. Like, once a Drago came in, I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Like, he's the fucking supreme grandmaster, like, ultimate ass kicker ever. And like, we barely got any of them. We didn't even get to see him in action, like, do anything. Like, even when he kicked ass, it was like they didn't show it. Like, they didn't, even in a cutscene, I would have rather just seen a cutscene of him. Like, I didn't even get to see his face. Like, hopefully there's more of him, but like, I don't know, man. I wish they would sacrifice repetitive content for like dynamic, fun stuff, even if it's a one-off or like close to a one-off. Like, I hope Drago returns. I hope he actually fights with us in missions, and I hope that we can actually control him for a mission or two, and he's fucking nasty, overpowered, ridiculous, got ridiculous, unique abilities, because that would fit the lore. Like, he's a motherfucking absolute beast. That would be so rad to just have a power fantasy mission where Drago accompanies us, and we can like use him, and we can, and it's really designed not to be super hard. It's designed to like just be a power fantasy and just fucking dominate and just kick ass and have some like really fun set pieces and like some cool ass shit, like where it's like blowing shit up and like just breaking. Like, that would be fun as shit. Like, that would be a moment in the game that I would like remember. And that's the thing too, like, games, when they develop these games, they should really focus on like moments that gamers will talk about, that gamers will post, that they will tweet and retweet, and that they will remember after the game, and that will live on longer than the game itself. Like, moments like, that's what like Naughty Dog did so good in the early Uncharted games, like the fucking plane in Uncharted 3, and like the train in Uncharted 2, like in the beginning, and like so many things like that. Like, these wow moments, they mean so much. Whereas you just have a bland, repetitive game, like, sure, if it had 40% more content than another game, like, no one's gonna retweet and be talking about at the end of it and be a hot topic of like, well, this game had 40% more content. No, they're gonna show the other game of like, oh my god, this amazing moment. So I wish development time would go more into that than just creating more of this more repetitive shit. Like, create amazing moments. That's what development studios should be focused on. Like, we want to create amazing moments that gamers will talk about and that will live on. It's gonna fucking promote your game. Whereas, like, if you have a pretty good game, but it was repetitive and there wasn't a lot of like dynamic, like really super memorable stuff, people will play it and they'll just be like, yeah, it was good, but it's not gonna like make a mark. You want to at least have some moments, or at least a moment that people will remember your game by. I don't know. I'm sure developers would probably just hear this and just scoff and just be like, if you knew our budget and how undermanned we were, and how just to be able to ship what we were able to ship, if you knew how hard that was, blah, 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 blah. whatever. Then change the scope of your game. I don't buy that shit. If your game is 40 plus hours, then you've lost me with your excuses of if you only knew our budget, because you could take 10 hours off of that and create like 3 awesome moments instead. Rather have a 30-hour game with some amazing moments I'll always remember than a 40-hour game that was just pretty good but nothing too exciting. There's almost every game now is like 30, 40 hours, like if you do like everything in the game. There's no need for that. Give me some awesome dynamic reactive shit. I don't know, man. Bosses too, more bosses. So many games are getting away from like boss battles, and that shit's still important. It's an old archetype, but it's important. People want dynamic, fun boss battles that like will be remembered. I don't know, man. I gotta grab a drink real quick. I'm gonna actually play. I just always have so many thoughts on games when I play, and just thoughts in the industry and things that just baffle me. And it was like, I just think like, if I had some control, if I had some influence in the industry, in development, in some fucking capacity, I feel like I could move mountains. But I don't, so I can't, so I won't. And again, I'm sure developers would hear this and scoff, because like, you have no clue. But I do. I really do. I know it's, to just ship a game, even if it's a bad game, is a fucking accomplishment. To even ship a game is an accomplishment, regardless of how good it is. I know that it's an accomplishment. I know how fucking hard it is. I know how hard it is to get a publisher and get a good deal with a publisher and get a publisher that's going to help you and give you and to get funding for a game. I know how hard it is. Even games that are considered indie and AA and low budget, quote unquote low budget, can have millions of dollars of budget. Like, a low budget game can be $3 million. An indie game can be $700,000-$800,000 or more. And it's like, to gamers, it's like, oh, that's cheap. That's an indie. That's a low budget. That's nothing, bro. Like, and the game might look like shit and had more than $1 million put into it. You think how much money $1 million is? You think how hard it is to raise $1 million? Like, a game that may look like fucking shit cost so much money and took so much money to raise, and so much production and planning and so many relationships just to be able to raise that money and create that game that sucks. A shitty game that sucks. Like, so I understand. Just to ship a bad game, just to ship a low budget bad game, I understand it is fucking hard. It is fucking hard. You have to raise money, find publishers, have people believe, many people believe in your vision. You have to have platforms to put your game on and make relationships with those people and relationships with Sony and Valve and everybody. It's hard, I know. And the different markets you're going to put it in, and the localization, and I know that so much goes into it, but I feel like, what's the fucking point? If you're going to do all that just to create something generic and repetitive, because that's the only way you can do it and actually ship the game, then what's the fucking point in the first place? Then what's the point? So I don't want to hear the excuse of like, if you only knew, then why are you even making the game? Like, if you're going to put that much fucking effort to raise some money, to get publishers, to make all these relationships, to have a team, to figure out localization and all these things, and markets and advertising, like, it should be for a good ass reason. It should be for something you like believe in wholeheartedly. Like, it should be for something that you are fucking passionate about, that you believe in, that you believe is important and wonderful. So if your excuse is just going to be like, time and budget and you have no idea, then why even make the fucking thing in the first place? If you're going to put that much effort in, it should be to make something that you think will change the world, or that will impact the industry, or that will truly make its mark. And to me, that's not just more repetitive shit. Like, I don't know. To have a team of people spending years of their life just to do some repetitive nonsense, like, what's the fucking point? I don't get it. To have dozens of people all focus on one vision and spending years of their life and millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, what's the fucking point to make the game at all? Even I'd rather have an 8-hour game that every second of those 8 hours is dynamic, exciting, immersive, reactive, and enjoyable than a 30-hour game where 26 of those hours is just boring and repetitive slog. Like, value gamers' time. Developers do not value the time of gamers. They just don't. They don't. In the UI, the systems, the load times, things like this, they don't do everything they can to value the gamer's time. Like, if ever in a game a developer is making a game and they even question, is this a repetitive fetch quest? Like, is this mission repetitive fetch quest fluff? If they even question it, don't do it. Spend that time to create something dynamic instead of creating 10 more repetitive fluff quests. Create one amazing, dynamic, like, interesting mission that's a one-off or whatever. Like, games nowadays don't respect gamers' time. They just don't. Almost every single game is just filled with fluff. Every game is long now. Every fucking game is long. Like, when I look at how long to beat, like, I was looking up Mechanicus to get it, and Mechanicus, everyone's like, yeah, it's short. It's short. It's a short game. It's like half of this and how long to beat. Half the time. I think the how long to beat was like, I don't know, 20 hours or something. Just average playtime, I think. But it's like, even with that game, I've like, oh, that's a short game. I've heard people say, like, it's good, but man, it got repetitive and it's a real slog at the end. Slog, and that's like half the length of this game. That's considered a short game. It's 20 hours. Yet people still said it was repetitive. It got very repetitive, like, and that's considered short. 20 hours is short. It's not short. 20 hours isn't short. 20 hours of your life, of a gamer's life, is a long fucking time. Like, you watch a movie and it influences you, right? At best, a long movie, a long epic movie that influences you, 2.5 fucking hours, right? 2 hours. And you're gonna make a game that's 20 hours. It's 10 times the length. So that game should influence you and impact you far more than the movie, in theory. But it doesn't. And that's because everything that's in that game is not designed to impact you. Most of it is just designed so it can, like, they can ship a game. Whereas in that movie, everything that's in that movie is squeezed in there to fucking be productive, to make a point, to impact you, to be artful. Like, they only have so much time. So it's like a short game, 20 hours, but it's repetitive. Like, no, 20 hours isn't short. any amount of time isn't short. You're wasting, if you're wasting an hour, that's an hour of somebody's life. Like, if a game is 20 hours and 10 hours of it is repetitive bullshit, it's 10 hours you're wasting of somebody's life. That's more than their entire workday. Like, it's significant. Every piece of content that's in a game should be designed to be amazing and to impact the gamer in a positive way. I don't know, man. I think the way game development is now it's a real problem. It's a real fucking problem. People shouldn't be playing games to get bored. These are dozens of hours of people's lives to put in content that you put no heart into, that it's just repetitive. Why are we wasting people's time? Like, I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand why game development is the way it is. Why developers feel this need to follow protocols and programs and hit arbitrary numbers of, like, oh, our game has this many quests, this many hours, main quest is this, side quest is this, we gotta hit this genre standard here. Fuck all that. Fuck genres, fuck playtime, fuck, like, how many missions do we have, fuck whatever the genre standards are, whatever the standards are, fuck all that shit. Your game, I think that's a problem too, is like games define themselves based on genres. It's like, our game is of this genre, so it has to, these are the pillars of what it needs to be. Like, games define themselves too much based on those criteria. Like, just make some amazing interactive art. Who fucking cares what genre it's considered or whatever? Just make some amazing interactive art. I fucking hate this dogmatic nonsense, like, of genres and this and that. People squabbling over, is it really Souls-like? Is it really extraction shooter? Is it really this? Oh, no. Helldivers. No. That's not an extraction shooter. No. That's not technically an extraction shooter. Yeah, it has something, but no. I won't allow that to technically be an extraction. Like, who fucking cares, dude? Like, who cares? Like, people squabble over all this stupid shit. And adhering to these genres, like, pillars and standards, create more repetitive copycat bullshit. Like, I think games need to be more unique and just create their own ideas and do their own things, and not be like, oh, it's this genre, it has to be this fucking thing. We're creating a hero shooter, so it's gotta be this. Like, bro, no, just create some amazing interactive art. It can be based off of a genre, it can be based off of certain ideas, but I think developers pick a genre and then copy it way too much. Like, even genres I like CRPGs, I don't feel like they all have to follow the same exact rules and this and that. Like systems and genres and mechanics, they all copy each other, and it's just, do your own thing, create amazing art. Like, I'm tired of, like, this strict adherence to fucking genres and people squabbling over genres, and, like, God, that shit is so fucking annoying. Having arguments with people on Reddit about if Helldivers is considered an extraction shooter like or Souls light. And it's like, how did these genres get created in the first place that everyone's squabbling over and copying? Somebody created some new shit. Somebody just created a game that they wanted to create. And they didn't care about it having to be a certain genre. And that's how they created a new genre. Everybody wants to be the next Fortnite and the next whatever, Overwatch and whatever. But it's like those games didn't get created with the intention of being the next whatever was popular at the time. They just, not that I even like those games, but I'm just saying, like, they went out to just be what they were. And they created some new shit. So it's just like, I wish developers would stop trying to be the next something else. Be the first your thing. Don't be the next something else. You know, be the first of what you are. Like, I don't know, man. Fucking development is bullshit. The industry's bullshit. The industry is worse than it's ever been. Fucking developers getting axed after they ship good ass games. After they ship good games that are even like fairly popular. Like unrealistic standards, fucking industry consolidation, gobbling Microsoft and Embracer and all this shit, just gobbling up studios just to fucking axe them. The Embracer debacle is just awful. Fucking bought up all these developers and then fucking like let go of so many of them. It's like, what's the fucking point? The industry sucks right now. Even the way people talk about it sucks. With social media, fucking Twitter, and even like YouTube comments and shit. Like, everybody has a voice now. Everybody does. So now you have all of these, just all of this nonsense squabble of people who know nothing. All of these know-nothings just squabbling with each other, creating incessant cacophony of fucking noise. Just basically like taking up all of the space. It just sucks. It used to be like passionate, knowledgeable nerds talking about shit they loved. And now it's just know-nothings just squabbling with each other. And people all being negative. Instead of like passionate nerds enjoying common interests. Now it's just like know-nothings squabbling with each other and just fighting. It sucks. It really sucks. The entire state of the industry, from the fandom to the journalism to the publishers themselves to the way development is, to the entire market, to the way games are sold, to the way that physical media is evaporating, to everything. It's whack. It's fucking whack. To where like not owning your own thing is now the thing. Like, nobody owns anything anymore. People buy digital games and lose access to them. Like, I mean, I buy digital games obviously, but it just sucks. Services where you don't actually own anything. The collectorship of like of the medium, like. People like the collector aspect of it, which used to be very entwined into gaming, is no longer really much of a thing. Like, all these things that I've cherished and grown up with in gaming, it's all evaporating. It sucks. I hate to like be a negative grouch, an old head negative grouch, but like, it's just true. It just is the truth. On the other hand, it's not all bad, because we do have more choice more games and more choice than ever. And the quality of product in terms of production value is better than ever. But not necessarily in terms of creativity, but the production value. Like, the production value is better than ever. Like, we get like beautiful, polished, technically well-made games, by and large, more than ever. So, I mean, there are good things, but the state of the industry is just sour. I'm not. The bigger it gets, the more watered down and shitty it gets. Where it affects absolutely everything, from marketing to the fandom to everything. And it sucks because gaming has always been, particularly for myself, so much bigger than the games themselves. It's been so much bigger than that. It's been about the fandom. It's been about collecting. It's been about enjoying a common interest with other people, being positive and talking about and having fun with that, and making relationships based off that. And all of that seems so watered down now. Like, it was about getting it was about an experience, a total experience, not just playing the game. Like, the whole experience was enjoyable. Like, even like going to whatever store, a Best Buy, a GameStop, for the midnight sale, of a game that you're really anticipating, and the store, is opening back up at midnight because the manager is awesome and passionate and loves it, and you, like, getting there at 11:45 and talking to other people, and them letting you in the store at like 11:30 or whatever, 11:40, and everybody being online waiting for the game and talking to each other, and getting the fucking game at midnight and a physical copy of the game at midnight, opening it up in the car, looking at the cover art, looking at the reversible cover, looking at the disc art, looking at the back of the fucking cover, like, getting home, putting the fucking disc in, being, one of the first people to play it, like, talking to your friends about it, being excited about it, anticipating the game, everyone enjoying, everyone being positive, like, all of that is just evaporating. I don't even think they do midnight sales and shit anymore. I barely even go to physical stores anymore. The fandom is, like, watered down and sucks, and people aren't positive, they're all negative. More so now, when you have, like, conversations online and stuff about the products you're really excited about or that you love, you'll find negativity. Like, you'll find as much negativity as you do positivity. It's all different. The fandom around it, the anticipation of the games, it's all different. They all used to be part of the fun and enjoyment. And I feel like it's all worse now. And it's just less exciting. It's like, you get a game or you pre-order a digital copy of a game, and it's just available and you play it, and that's cool. But the kind of the pageantry of it all is, like, kind of gone and lost. There was a certain pageantry, and, like, you became friends with the fucking GameStop manager, and, like, he would know, like, he would already know, like, what games you were going to pre-order and when you're going to be there, and you would go there and for, like, a midnight sale and have, like, a 15-20 minute conversation with them, and it, like, raised the excitement level and the anticipation, and just having physical media in your hand and having something tangible and being able to open it, and, like, actually being able to judge the cover art. Oh, it has a reversible cover, that's rad. Flip the cover around so it's the cooler cover. Oh, you got the steel book, like, displaying it, having it as a collector, or, like, these things, I don't know. When the industry was a little bit more niche, it felt different. And now it's just shittier. It's just more business now. The collectorship aspect is less physical. Like many games don't even get physical copies now. And even myself, I've like submitted pretty much. I mainly just get digital. It just feels worse, in my opinion, to be a fan, to be a gamer nowadays. It just doesn't feel as fun, as special, and as good as it did. There was something special to like fucking waiting online at midnight, to waiting overnight for like the new console online at like fucking Toys R Us. There was like something special about it. I guess it's more convenient now. You just get your shit shipped by Amazon. I had my PS5 shipped by Amazon, which was cool. Just waiting for it at the door, that was cool. But it's just all different. It feels less special. Alright, I need a game. I gotta get a drink. That's right. Slush. Slush. Yeah. Even the water bottles get pressed in. They get like snub-nosed. Snub-nosed bug. I feel like a snub-nosed bug. I'm starting to feel like a snub-nosed bug these days. I feel like I'm worried. I'm a little bit worried because I'm starting to feel like a snub-nosed pug. I think it's bad. I asked my Optimum Nutrition if that was bad, and he said yes. Technically, you're not supposed to feel like a snub-nosed bug. Theoretically. In theory, you're not supposed to. At least some say. Some have said that you're not supposed to feel like a snub-nosed bug. But you know what? Others have said that you should feel like a long-haired goose. Others have said this. They said, like, if you feel really tight, you know, that you should. It's more beneficial to get real loose, like a long-haired goose. I've heard this said many times at different conferences. You don't want to feel like a snub-nosed pug. You want to get real loose, like a long-haired goose. That's what I've heard, personally. Now, I can't guarantee any of this, but it's just hearsay, or heresy. Never. It's theoretical or heretical. It's all part of God's plan. Trust me. Stick with me, kid. We'll go places. not quite sure what a long hair goose is. Geese don't have hair. I'm just getting a drink. I'm gonna actually play. I don't even know if anybody's watching. I just went into like 40 minutes. I went into a zone. I closed my eyes and was just talking for the last like 15 minutes. I don't even remember what I said. Sure. About 1/8 of it was nonsense. Alright. Let's get down to business. I ain't got no time to play around. What is this? I don't remember that one. Alright, let's get down to business. I ain't got no time to fly around. What is this? Oh, it says 5. I either lost people or gained. I'm assuming lost. Alright, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and or roll. Let's give him the business. I'm gonna give him the business end. For sure. I'm gonna put it on, folks. I wish I was involved in the industry on some significant level. Yeah, where I can have some influence. But it is what it is. And I'm not, so I can't, so I won't. So let's do video games. Shall we? We shall. Alright, what do we have? Oh, I was algorithm in here. Where do we place our soldier? Well, it doesn't really matter. What else can we try? Let's try up here. Therefore, if we get a spawning like anywhere around here, and like I feel like let's try the edges, because if we start here and let's say it spawns like here, then it won't be so bad to like hit this, and then let's say the other one spawns here. It seems like that's doable. But like to have to go back and forth, like if we start here and then we'd have to go like back, and then I don't know what I mean. I don't know much. Let's just try it. Not answers at this point. Yeah, I've given up on trying to hit 2 on this one. I really just need 11 plus servitors so I can research the final energy output thingy so I can upgrade my warp drive and construction speed to maximum. So that's all. So I just need a really good servitor mission. I've already seen this. I don't know if anybody wants to see the cutscene. I've already seen this cutscene. But...
New mutations. The threat is magnified, Inquisitor.
I grow weary of your self-righteousness, Ektar. Ah, Commander. As predicted, the bloom is mutating. New and potent strains now plague the sector.
5 distinct strains.
We have
So
already
stuffy.
encountered the bloom I've called Poxus, the strain of disease.
I like this though.
The infected do not perish.
She tells
but are
what
cursed
each
with a
strain
blight that
like
molders even
focuses
into their
on.
minds.
It's actually
This
interesting.
one I name Mortis, the strain
I
of
actually
death.
really like this.
This
I think that's a very
noxious
cool thing.
mutation annihilates entire populations before tearing the dead from their graves. Here is the bloom Necrosis, the strain of decay. It binds itself to all things living and
mechanical.
rotting all it touches.
Yellow
Here,
is
we
clearly
have the
for
bloom
mechanical.
Dolorous, the strain of agony. It emits a compound that inflicts hysterical delusions
I have no
and
idea what
nightmarish
this
torment
means.
on its sufferers. Last and most insidious, the bloom Tentaris, the strain of growth. This malady corrupts the purity of the human form with powerful mutations. A corrupt gift from
Some
the
more plague
god.
marines.
Your taxonomy has been enlightening,
I don't know.
Inquisitor, but the bloom
What I got from
continues to
that is
spread
like
as we
the
differ
yellow
in
plague
details.
is gonna corrupt
We must
mechanical
respond
shit.
at once.
So the yellow plague will be for mechanical enemies more so. Perhaps the purple will be like plague marines and shit, more of that type of stuff. Because she said it like the purest of my whatever, you know. So obviously former space marines. That's what I would think. And then the other ones, I really have no clue. I have no fucking clue. It's actually really exciting. And for all the bitching I do, this is such a dope ass idea development wise.
I need the seeds intact for further
I love
study.
this idea. Yeah, I get you, daughter. I think it's a really cool idea that each of the seeds has a different theme and will kind of cause different things. So I have no idea how dramatic it actually is. I don't know if it actually will change the enemy types, but it will change like the mutations and stuff. So at least that's cool. I think it's a very cool system. All right. Oof. This is almost good. I still don't think we're gonna be able to hit 2. We're so close to this one. Could we possibly hit this one? And then I don't think we can. Here's the thing I don't understand. Why are they already down? Why are they already down a sliver? See how it's red a little bit? Why are they like that? I think it almost feels like the game wants to make it impossible for me to hit 2 on this one. Like, why have they taken a sliver away? Let's, you know what? I might hit it. Or maybe I would have been able to hit 2, but that sliver isn't being going. It feels like I should be able to hit this and hit this. I wonder. Definitely can't hit that. Okay, what are the rewards? We need servitors. So if none of these give servitors, fucking 10. I needed 11 plus. I know they only go in intervals of 5, so we needed a 15. I really, really needed that. It's gonna be like grimoires or some shit. Yep. Oh, it kind of fucks me. Oh my god, this is gonna be a high danger level. I almost never got those. But look how easy the fucking Glorious Deed is. Kill 4 enemies with grenades. It's not as easy as it sounds though. But it's actually pretty easy. Leaves off the planet. It's actually very easy. That's actually a great one. High danger level. I don't know what the +4 is. That I don't know if that means there's 4 yellow seeds, or it's just like the yellow danger level is a +4. I don't know. You know what I'm thinking though? I was hopeful that the different colors would like influence enemy type. It doesn't seem like it. It probably just influences the type of mutations and warp surge stuff, which still is cool. It's still a cool thing. Alright, here's the problem. I might actually be able to hit 2, but I am not gonna get enough servitors to be able to research what I want. That's the problem. This is actually extremely advantageous in most ways. I will have to imagine I can hit 2. I have to imagine I can hit this and this. I would have to. 14 days left. And again, I hate that they don't show the numbers. It looks like maybe a third. A little less than a third. So like it would be maybe 4 days, I would say. And then let's see how long. It's the only way I know how to estimate it. How long it would take to get here. 15 days, that is just a sliver. What is that, like 2 or 3 maybe? And you figure if going here shouldn't add a ton of time to get there. Maybe a day. I feel as though I'll be able to get to this and just barely be able to get to this. But I don't know of any way that I can actually calculate that. That's something I dislike in the game. This is gonna fuck me on the servitors, but being able to get to 2 is really nice. I guess I'll just fucking do it. I could reload and try to hit, I really need like a 15 or 20 servitor, because I'm not gonna be able to, just check it out, this is why. Alright. Our project, 4 days until we're building another prognosticar, which we actually can't really even use yet. But, I mean, we can, but we shouldn't. We should wait until one of the planets we want to put it on has at least 2 bloom level, which they don't, so whatever. But 4 days until we have to research something new. This is what I should research, 100%, because this will open up the last warp drive and this or whatever. So it'll open up the last warp drive, and it will open up, just as important, if not more, in my opinion, the last construction speed, which I feel like that's enormously important. I need 30 servitors, though. I'm only gonna get 10. Oh shit. No, I might be good because I get passive servitors. That's right. Fucking A. I get passive servitors, so I'll probably get 1 in time. Okay, here's the question then. It really does have strategy in this. It's different than XCOM. It's not like where you build matters, but... Okay, here's the strategy then. Should I wait? Because this is what's going to happen. I only have 4 days. But where I have to get to is... This is the one, I think, with the servitors. Yeah, I have to get to there. That's going to take way more than 4 days. So I want to get to this one first, assuming I can get to both. It's going to take the whole shebang bang. So it's going to take about 14 days. 13, 14 days. My thing's going to be done in 4. So I'll either have to not research something for like 9 days. I would say 9, 10 days. Like wait until we get here to get the servitors. So I'd have to research something I'd have to not research something for like 9 days. Or just research something different. Which, I think I'm just going to research something different. I can't bear the idea of not researching something for like 9 days. But the problem with this is, we hit this, then the 4 days is up, then I research grimoires or something, right? And then that takes, I don't know, what, 9, 12 off? So that'll put us at, what, like 7, and then we'll get 10 more, so we'll have 17. And then these missions will disappear, and then it's going to be a while. It's probably going to be like 2 weeks to get new missions to even come up. And so then whatever the other thing I'm researching, so it's just going to make it like way longer. It's going to really extend the time to be able to research the last fucking reactor thing. So like, do I wait those 9 days and not research anything and then research this? Or do I research something like, see, the grimoires can take 24 days. So then it's going to be like super long before I can research this. And I just want to research this so I can get to the construction speed and warp drive. It's a real question. But I can't bear the idea of not researching something for 9 days, even though it's a real catch-22. Even though accessing faster construction speeds sooner might actually like make up for those 9 days, which it probably would, but problem here is then I'm going to need even more servitors for this. So it's a tough one. It's a tough choice, but what I think I'm going to do is just, I think I'm going to, I'm not going to go 9 days without researching something. I will just research something else. Other grimoires, or I've really been avoiding doing like the ship stuff because I feel like it's honestly not that important. But then when I run into bullshit, it will be important. But yeah, I don't want to go 9 days without researching something, so I'll just research something different. But servitors really have been a problem. They've been a problem, and I maxed out my passive servitor use, or getting, whatever. But like, what else could I upgrade? You know, I'm not that opposed to upgrading the XP thing, because even though level 9 is max, I'm at the point in the game where I'm right about to get the advanced classes, so I'm gonna really want to like power level those. So I'm actually not opposed to getting the research thing, to be honest. No, the XP boost. I'm not opposed to it, because I'm going to need to be power leveling, guys. I don't want to play the game like a dickhead. I don't want to just use one tactic. I don't want to just use like 2 Justicars and an Interceptor as my main like thing. I want to try everything, even though I'm playing on Legendary. I want to try all the classes and try everything, you know. But I think I'm gonna actually, I think I'll just do the Grimoires. I've never done them. Like, I'm not interested in doing the balloon stuff. It's tough, man. I'm gonna have to do the Stasis Chamber eventually, and I'm gonna have to raise some knights and kill them in order to like min-max a little bit, because this, if you get this, knights that die will ability points. It's the only way you can get more ability points past 9, but I've never had a knight die, so I'm gonna have to like raise some knights to purposely kill them to use this, but we'll do that later. I think for now we'll just we'll just do Grimoires, I guess. Seems lame, but I don't know, man. There's not really much else. Either that or XP. I mean, fully, you should be focusing on construction speed and warp drive, 100%. But I don't have enough servitors to do it. So. All right, fair. Let's rock this motherfucker. This mission's gonna be hard as fuck. I want to save just in case I can't get to it. It's gonna be really hard, this mission. But my question still remains, why is there a sliver off of these? Why has a little sliver of time gone off of these? That bothers me. And if I miss this one by a sliver, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. So, I guess let's go here and let's see if we'll actually be able to hit both. Also, I really... Ooh, wait. Oh, am I not there? Why is it acting like the path would be this way? Shouldn't I just go straight here? What the frig, bro? Maybe it's like that because I'm not actually on a planet. Wouldn't it be quicker? I'm confused. Wouldn't this be quicker to get to here and then here? What the fuck? Why would it make the path here? I swear that has to be longer. Alright, that was that chunk. That's why everything was like that. That was in between. Alright, let's see if this would work. How long would it be from here? Jesus, I don't think it's going to be enough time. In fact, now I'm almost certain it's not going to be. Dude, I'm pissed. It's not going to be enough time. Bro, if I can't get to that, I'm gonna be so pissed. I can't. I can. Oh yeah, I can barely get to it. I will barely be able to get to it. That's crazy. It would be so much better if it was 15 servitors, but that's alright. Fuck it, yeah, we'll do it. Yep. It looks like you can't get to it, but there's a tiny green sliver. If you couldn't get to it, it would say, it would say it. Yep. Sweet. Sweetches. Alright, fair. This I can't get to. Yeah, if it's outlined in red, you can't get to it. Alright, fair. Man, this is gonna be so hard. This is gonna be really hard. Danger level is high. And it's a fucking bloom spawn spreader. The bloom spawn spreaders are... They're actually not that hard. Like... The only other bloom spawn spreader I actually did it without using willpower to get a trophy. Like, the mission ended as soon as I killed the spreader, which was just a giant flower. All I had to do was just get all my knights onto the flower and then just hammer the flower, and then the mission was over. Like, I didn't have to wait. See, I don't know which missions you have to wait like multiple turns until they evacuate you. But the bloom spawn didn't seem that way. So maybe it won't be too bad. Maybe it will. I don't know. Also, I think you can fail them if you don't do them in enough turns. Whatever. Alright, we'll do both of these. I'm so scared. Do we have our dudes back? I think we do. And Bakir's focused too, which is rad. Alright, this one will be easy. Alright, what is the... Kill with 4 grenades. Are both of these? That's crazy, bro. Wow. Okay, easy. Good work. We'll do it. Sweet. Alright, let's rock it. Rocket Raccoon. I'm just curious how fast we're actually researching stuff. The 340, but how fast? I hate that the 8s and the 10s look the same. It makes it so hard to figure. Like, I'm so behind on research. So behind. So I'm glad she's got a boost. Why is it at 18 days when this one's at 18 days? Shouldn't it be lower? Didn't we start this like hella long ago? Maybe it doesn't, the speed doesn't influence it if you were in the middle of researching it. I don't know. That's pretty annoying to me. These times are long too, even with the 100%. Alright, let's do it. We've got a grenade. Grenade these fools. I've never done any of these colored ones. I also don't know, like... Oh no, what did that do? Ah, fuck, we're on the thing. I'm gonna have to reload it. I advanced time. That's what I did. We're on the actual thing. Now we're not. Now we wouldn't get to it in time. I think. Yeah. What an idiot. I have a locust right there. Oh. Really? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I've got a locust right there. I actually advanced the time. What an idiot. My bad. Oh my god. Maybe that is quicker. Let's see what it was. Yeah, it was quicker. I'm dumb. Alright, let's do it. Yes, please. Alright, now we can get our just a card back. Oh yeah, we have upgrades. I forgot.
I love this.
Certainly not. Alright, we can level him and Fool. I actually had to wait on Fool. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with him. Originally, I was going to give him arcane weapons and have him and Hale work together. I was going to give Thule arcane weapons and then buff Hale with the arcane weapons and have him use his onslaught ability with the Psy Cannon with the arcane weapons, which I figured would absolutely annihilate anything that he hit with onslaught, which has a big area of effect. So I figured it would be a good thing to like blast up pods, but I'm not 100% sure. And he only has 4 more points I can use with him, so I would be using all the rest of my points on the arcane weapons. And if it actually is not a great thing, I'll basically be wasting the rest of them. So I'm actually not going to use his points yet, though I will upgrade him. Doing the arcane weapons thing is actually viable. But I feel like it could be. Especially like, originally, we didn't need to do that. If we just like kill zones and did onslaught, it would do quite a bunch of damage. But now, the enemies are like shielded and so high level that it's like, I feel like adding arcane weapons to onslaught would actually be a good thing. But then that would kind of make Thule primarily a support character, so I'm just not sure what I want to do with that. Alright, we're gonna get grenade tails, right? I think I already started on the grenade tree for him, so I think I'm just gonna max out the grenade tree for him. We don't have any good grenades though. We have all the basic. We just have the basic grenade. But since I already started on that, I'm making a grenade here. So I guess my plan with him is I'll finish this tree. I'll grab the ammo. I'll grab the reload, and then I'll have 2 more points. And I will grab the willpower, and I think I'll grab the one astral aim. Not to do a lot of damage, just in case we need him to disable a body part of an enemy. So he'll be a grenade guy, an onslaught guy. He'll be like an area of effect, grenade guy, clean up the trash guy, and just in case we need to disable a body part guy. And if we do give arcane weapons to someone, he would be the recipient of arcane weapons. Yeah. Stuff like that. Especially since this is a grenade. Glorious Deeds. We'll upgrade that. I'm wondering if I should do the area now, or to rapid reload, which seems more better. I think I'll do rapid reload now. I feel like it would be more helpful in this mission. Boy, at least he has a shit ton of grenades. We gotta get grenade kills. He's wounded. Oh fuck, he's wounded hard. Right, because we're coming up. That's why. Because we're coming off of the Craftworld mission, so everybody got their ass kicked. I've never had a knight downed. Or die, obviously. But we took wounds, for sure. Craftworld was fucking hard. And this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be really hard. Because this is a high danger mission. And I've never done the colored ones either. So we're getting our interceptor back. So that should be helpful. I gotta grab I gotta grab some food really quick. I'm gonna play while I eat. Just so fucking hungry. I hate to like take 15 minutes to grab food when people are watching, but I'm a human and I stream for like half a dozen to a dozen hours at a time, so I get hungry. I'll keep the mic on most of the time, but I'm gonna make some food real fast. Just microwave stuff. Bear with the. We're playing on Legendary. This is my first time playing the game ever. It's my first playthrough. Legendary, which I don't really advise people to do. Unless you research the game very heavily and you're very good at the game, I wouldn't advise it. But unless you research it and you're going to do some cheesy builds, and or you're very, very good at XCOM, I wouldn't advise Legendary on the first playthrough. It's been pretty hard. I haven't had any nights down, but I've had to relay with some stuff. I mean, it's been not too bad, but Craftworld was hard. Anybody that watched me do a Craftworld mission, the previous stream, I got my fucking ass kicked. I got my ass handed to me. I mean, I beat the mission. We didn't have anyone down, but it took me forever, and I had to reload a couple times. I got my fucking ass kicked. Craftworld was a bitch and a half. I've heard people like